Greetings, gamer from around the world and simple video game aficionado. I am MZ32bit, and this is the second episode of the Innsmout case. So, last episode we received a visit from Dahlia Marsh, which hired us in search of her daughter. So, we arrived by bus at Innsmout. And this is it. We had a good laugh last episode. I hope this is a good episode too. Without further ado, let's continue. Boston, 22 of September. Okay, 22nd of September. I'm sorry. As I mentioned the last episode, I'm not an English native speaker, so I apologize in advance for any mistakes. Your journey begins at the bus station. I also read this last episode, but I will read again. There is supposed to be a bus line that departs from here to Innsmout buses. Buses, you think to yourself, are not only environmentally friendly means of transportation, they're also easy on your wallet. Sadly, the departures board aren't much of help. New York, Maine, Rhode Island, no trace of the Innsmout as a destination. Which I remember, I also searched. These are all places where Lovecraft has been. New York, because of also a lot of interest and work. Maine, because of the vicinity of the States, and the other one is Rhode Island, where he was born and which he lived all of his life, most of his life, I'm sorry. No trace of Innsmout as a destination. You wander around for a while until you notice a cleaner eating a sandwich on the side of one of the vending machines. Talk to the cleaner. Excuse me, where can I find the bus to Innsmout? Without letting go of his sandwich, the cleaner points out to an abandoned counter on the dingiest corner of the bus station could be capable of. The man gives you a nod, indicating that anything can be said has indeed been said. Okay, that's rude. You find that the counter is elaborately decorated with cobwebs. It's a bit early for Halloween preparation, but at least someone has made an effort. At the moment, nobody seems to be there. I'm sorry, I forgot a T. You press your face against the plastic windows to peer into the room behind. Hello, is anyone there? I have to go to Innsmouth. No one's there. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a bus ticket appears on the counter. Might the trip be free? Leave a donation. You're a staunch defender of the law. It goes without saying that you pay. You put a few coins in the bowl underneath the foggy glass window. Hopefully they won't be stolen by the next passenger. Even if someone were sitting behind the counter, you wouldn't be able to see him. It's just too dark. You're distracted for a few seconds, and suddenly there is some change on the counter. What's that in amongst the coin? A small golden fishing hook? How strange. Where is this bus hiding? In between the polished greyhounds and travelers stowing the luggage, saying goodbye and dropping tiredly into their seats, there is a kind of dumpster. Okay, a dumpster with windows and wheels? No, it's actually a bus. It's a bit rusty on the rusty side, and even from the distance you can sense the strange smell it emits. Is that a sulfur? Okay, also in the original story there was what can I say, a rusty bus. You're not convinced how this thing is supposed to drive. In its vicinity, everything is noticeably quieter than the other bus stop. The people getting on show no signs of emotion. Nobody's trying to jump the queue here. Instead, the passengers move past the bus driver at the uniform speed, one after the other, shuffling up the creaking steps. Each two-seater bench is occupied by individuals, as if they want to make sure not to come into contact with their fellow passengers. The sign clearly says Innsmout. No departure times, no stopovers, just Innsmout. On the bus. Undecided, you're standing on the stairs of the bus. Talk to the driver, show your tickets, leave bus inside. Talk to the driver. You stop the passengers behind. You stop, I'm sorry. Let's respect the commas. The passengers behind you wait patiently. It's impossible to make eye contact with the driver. He stares rigidly at the steering wheel. After all, it seems to be focused on a focused driver. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. No reaction. You look over your shoulder, and still people on the line behind you remain calm. Do your ticket. You hand the driver the ticket. No reaction. At least you can make out a reaction. You can't make out a reaction. I'm sorry. It's the second time I don't see a T. I didn't see a T. The lighting is poor, and the shadow of his dusty driver's cap covers almost his entire face. You notice something strange on his neck, but you can't quite make out what it might be. You're standing on the door waiting for an okay, a nod, anything. The sulfur odor has increased. A queue has formed behind you, but no one is pushing off complaining. Also in the original story, if I remember correctly, there was some strange behavior from the passengers. Also, they are all green, if I can see correctly. The people wait quietly and pay. Get out of here, say something, just keep walking. Just keep walking. You shuffle sideways through the center aisle. You don't remember the bus looking this long from the outside. You are surrounded by shabby two-seater benches, and some are already occupied. One traveler per row. The last bench is free. Looks like the upholstery is torn in some places, though. Or has it been slit open? Or has it been slit open? I'm so sorry. You can see springs with sharp wire edges and some sticky liquid seems to have leaked onto the floor. Why didn't you just sit down in one of the 3 rows? Here in the back, almost everything is occupied. Most of the passengers seem to have purposely sat down in the aisle seats, blocking off the window seats. Maybe this is an opportunity to get a little closer to the common Innsmout visitor. I don't think that's a good idea, but we are paid for snooping around, let's say. So, let's do it. No, sit down with someone. As a nonconformist, you join one of the passenger in double seat. Since only one man was so considerate as to sit at the window, your options are limited anyway. As far as you can tell, the man is a haggard figure with barely any luggage. The hood of the grey jumper pulled up far onto his face. The man looks out onto the street as if something very, very important is happening there that requires his attention. No, he just wants to ignore you. Is this seat taken? You ask politely. He turns his head and gives you a brief once-over. Oh my goodness. I read the original story, so I know that the graphics here, it's unbelievable. It's good, and it gets you an eerie atmosphere. Without saying a word, he turns away again. No, sit down anyway. Alright, there wasn't an oni either. You sit down and regret it instantly. The smell of sulfur is now overpowered by something else. Something that smells like it's been in the sun for too long. I'm curious to see what face is under the hood. That hood, sorry. You're trying to catch a glimpse of what's under the hoodie. Does this person have genetic defects? Isn't malnourished? You're not sure exactly where the problem might be, but you're trying to stay professional. So, I was thinking, because of the last episode, we said a bad-taste joke to Dahlia about the yo-yos in it, but where are we in the 90s? So, and here there is a hoodie. So, which year is it? Because I thought it was like in the early 100 beginning of the century, but we are like I don't know, like in the 2000 perhaps, but I'm not sure because old elements and new one are are mixed. So let's go on. I'm sorry, I'm just curious by nature. You're not sure exactly where the problem might be, but you're trying to stay professional. Next to the stranger next to you. I know, you awkwardly stare at the headrest of the person in front of you. Next to the stranger next to you. Okay. There's a chance to get some inside information. Do small talk about veganism. What? Who the hell starts a conversation like that? No, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I don't think this is the best option to start a conversation. So if you go deeper in a conversation, you can say, oh, okay, talk about veganism, etc. I don't think this is the best of it's funny, but it's not the best. Play the tourist. Okay, it's better than I thought, I suppose. You clear your throat before you speak. Twitching and with a slight of tremor, the man turns to you. Excuse me, I am visiting Innsmout for the first time. Do you happen to come in from there? Which is all you get. Maybe you should get to the right to the point. It's hard to tell if you're boring him. Mention the missing girl. I know this is kind of stupid, but asking for a few tourist tips could get him even more bored. But and also I'm curious. I know this is the worst question a detective could ask because okay, I'm blue in my cover up, but I'm curious. You clear your throat once more. Your seat neighbor turns to you in a slow motion. Excuse me, I'm a private detective, and I'm going to Innsmout for a job. You pause for dramatic effect. Mention your profession usually impress people, and their eyes grow larger with surprise. Large, I'm sorry. I put an R. I forgot sometimes the T, and I put one R. No, but that's for laughing matters. The Innsmout gentleman also has big, classy eyes, but it seems to be more of a medical problem. You fish the photo from the missing girl from the inside pocket of your coat. Tabitha Marsh, has been missing for a few days. Think she may be hiding with friends. Have you seen her? Looks at the Polaroid photo, then slowly shakes his head. Dead end. You put the photo back in the side pocket of your jacket. The small talk has been growing in slow. I'm sorry. So you decide to let it go. The ride is taking forever. The bus leaves the country road and turns off at the wooden sign that says Innsmout in red flaky letters. I'm sorry. The journey continues rather bumpily. Along the narrow dirt road littered with numerous potholes. Well, in the distance, some houses are already visible. Seagulls circling the roofs of the uttermost edge of the city. Because we remember the story that Innsmout is a seaport of some kind. Slowly, all passengers take their bags out from under the seat and get ready. Curiously, you look throughout the front window, the side window. That's odd. The bus passed by a huge, what is it? Scrapyard? Parking lot? Why would something like this be here right outside the city? You pass another wooden sign whose half-peeled writing advertised the Innsmout Park and Ride area. A lot of cars looks like they've been sitting here for years. 10 covers from off the bonnets and windscreens. Okay. The front door of the bus opens with a squeak, and you join the monotonous line of the locals stepping out of the bus, as if in a daze. Almost walking in the step you all get closer to the exit. As you walk down to the steps, you have to protect your eyes from the sunlight. Turns out the windows of the bus were tinted. Okay. Almost any bus that I take. The other passengers shuffle off. Okay. Okay, I know from the last episode that this is where we began the next chapter. So I put a stop at here for our second episode, and I thank you for watching this second episode with me. And I know it was not a great episode or some kind, but it's like this. So this is all the time. Okay, guys, this is the end of our episode, because I know that we will start with this introduction. So this is all I have for today. We will continue the next chapter on another episode. I would like to thank you in advance for watching all this video. Please, if you want, share, give a like, subscribe, and comments if you have suggestion or curiosity about this game, or Lovecraftian lore in general. As always, I apologize in advance for my bad English, but I'm not a native speaker, as I said. And thank you for watching this video again, and I'll see you on another episode of the Innsmout case, or another adventure.